Because I told you there's a part here where we need to understand, and the disciples have yet to get it. Now a Gentile woman comes before Jesus, and Matthew attaches these stories together. And we have to ask ourselves, why is Matthew attaching this together? And he's going to say something so incredibly offensive. You see, this woman is begging, a Gentile woman has come to Jesus. And he just ignores her. And she's begging off in the distance, heal my daughter, heal my daughter, please heal my daughter, please help me. I've seen you do healings. And so this Gentile woman got no reply, not even a word from Jesus. Then his disciples, they're taking from Jesus's kind of body language maybe, and they start to shoo this person off, this Gentile woman. And in that culture at that time, I mean, you weren't necessarily supposed to talk to women, but Gentile women, of course they were trying to send her away. Like, you can't talk to Jesus, right? Then his disciples urged him to send her away. Tell her to go away, they said. She is bothering us with all of her begging. And then Jesus said to the woman, and this is where we get, as we look into this, that we think that Jesus is saying something incredibly offensive, because on the surface, it appears incredibly offensive. Let me explain it before I get there. You see, in that culture, the Gentiles were called dogs. And look, like, we love little dogs, right? Like, how many of you are dog people? You got dogs in your house. Like, we love dogs, right? In our culture at this time. They did not love dogs back then. They just would kind of scavenge and kind of go all over the area, and they would, steal their food and whatever. I mean, they had some wild dogs going around, and they basically called the Gentiles dogs in their culture. Not like, yeah, cute little Gentile puppies, okay? They're calling them dogs. And now Jesus says this. Then Jesus said to the woman, I was sent only to help God's lost sheep, meaning there's an order of things. I've come for God's chosen people, the Jewish people, and there's an order to this. I've come to the lost sheep, which would have been incredibly offensive to the Jewish people, by the way, right? The people of Israel. But she came and worshiped him, pleading again, Lord, help me. Jesus responded, it isn't right to take food from the children and throw it to the dogs. Ouch, right? I mean, what are you trying to say here, Jesus? That appears so incredibly offensive, what he is doing. But he is not comparing her to a dog, because the actual word that he uses here is puppy. It's not right for me to take the food that was for the children and give it to the puppies. Jesus is giving, check it, a mini parable. We often think that when Jesus is teaching a parable, that he's actually teaching allegorically. Okay, that he's God represents somebody in this story, and who am I in this story, and then who are the Jewish people, and who is this person? When he's teaching a parable, he's actually trying to prove a point. Not everything represents somebody in a parable. She replied, check this out, this is huge. That's true, Lord, but even puppies, even dogs, are allowed to eat the scraps that fall beneath their master's table. She understands what Jesus is getting at. She says, I understand that there's an order to this. I understand that you've come for the people of Israel. But occasionally the dogs are going to get to eat from the crumbs. I understand this order. I'm telling you, this is so very huge, because the Pharisees were coming on their goodness, right? Tim Keller wrote a book called The King's Cross. I love Tim Keller. I quote the guy all the time. Sometimes I quote something that I don't even know that I'm quoting. If ever you think I said anything wise, it probably comes from Tim Keller, okay? In his book, King's Cross, he says this: she was not insisting on a right she had to be healed, okay, or to heal her daughter, but on the basis of her goodness. So she was not insisting on a right she had on the basis of her goodness or her faith. She was saying, give me what I don't deserve. This world is broken. Give me what I don't deserve on the basis of your goodness. Like, I kind of expected a little bit of a response here, okay? Because we didn't quite get it, okay? The Pharisees are coming on the basis of their man-made ideas and their goodness. She comes on the basis of God's goodness. She comes because He is good. And she declares, I need the crumbs. Now, I understand the order, but can I please eat now? This salvation that you're talking about. And the Pharisees only knew how to approach God by contending on the basis of their own goodness. I'm telling you, look at me, especially if you're a good American, right? We only know how to approach God and one another, contending on the basis of our own goodness or our own personal rights. I mean, check it out. We only know how to go at people declaring our own rights. Yet Jesus gave up His rights for us. We think we're good because we were born in America, right? We think we're good because we might adhere to certain man-made laws. And we try to approach one another and God on the same basis. I'm telling you, this is huge. Listen and understand what Jesus is teaching us. She was not offended by what Jesus had to say to her. She respectfully was assertive on the basis of His goodness, not because she was good, but because He is good inside. Out. And she says, give me what I don't deserve on the basis of your goodness. I'm telling you, that's huge. Listen and understand what Jesus is trying to teach us. His response to the woman. Dear woman, Jesus said to her, your faith is great. Your request is granted. And her daughter was instantly healed. Now check out this incredible irony, right? Because he's just talked to the Pharisees that don't understand. He's just talked to his male disciples that don't understand. What an incredible irony that the chosen Jewish male disciples haven't gotten it yet. The religious Pharisees haven't understood. And the first to understand his parable is a Gentile woman, considered the dogs of the culture. I'm telling you, this is so incredibly huge that if we try to understand what Jesus is teaching us, outside in does not work. It must be from the inside out. You see, I am not in. The gospel says this, I am not in because I am all good, nor am I out because I am all bad. Look at me. I am in because He is good. It's not on the basis of our own personal man-made self-righteousness. It's based 100% on His righteousness. If we understood that personally, if we understood that as a community, right? How much of an impact would we have on this world? Because we are to love one another the way that He has loved us, inside, out. And those that we ostracize from the church are the very same ones that Jesus was after. This Gentile woman would have been kicked out or tried to be kicked out of that space. And He's going, no, let me teach you a lesson here. Let me see if you grasp what I'm trying to say. And He is floored by the fact that she understood. Listen and understand. Because our pride or feelings of inferiority will cause us to miss the gospel. Amen. Your feelings of inferiority, by the way, are a sign of your pride. our personal legalism, our cultural legalism must be stopped. How is that going to be stopped? Inside, out. Love one another the way that I have loved you.